Hello everyone, my name is Jeremiah and I'm in the process of a documentary surrounding the Idaho star garnet. More specifically though, the people involved with its history. You see, what we know as star garnet today, even as Idaho locals ourselves, is the gravel, dredged, dried up remains of a legendary discovery called 281 Gulch, discovered by logger Ed Shorty Sexton back in the 1930s. He actually polished them himself and found that asterism. And if you don't know what an asterism is, that's what makes the star garnet special. For example, when you're driving down a road at night and it's raining and you see the light from the street lights bend and stretch, that is an asterism. You see these stones capture that light and reflect it back in a perfect 6-ray star-like orientation. And I was fortunate enough to see one of these original garnets, and I was inspired. I became kind of obsessed. You know, I researched and researched and researched, and the more I researched, the more I realized there's almost no documented information about any of these things. That is what made Idaho the gem state. When they were publicly released in the 1950s, these garnets gained worldwide recognition. And today, nobody remembers them. You may know of a star garnet, but have you seen the star garnet? Not only that, but the people who have dedicated their lives are largely forgotten, even on a local level. For example, there's a lady known as the Garnet Queen, who I have heard of since a kid, honestly. She has dedicated her life to this stone. You don't get that nickname for no reason. She is 89 years old, and I researched extensively. There is one article in the Moscow, Idaho newspaper. It's behind a paywall. These people who are more involved with Idaho's history than anyone else in the entire history of Idaho are about to die forgotten. And I became aware of this, and I've never filmed a documentary before. I've never, but I have to, because if I don't, no one else will. And the Garnet Queen is 89 years old now. I got in contact with the grandson of Ed Shorty Sexton, and I will be interviewing him and diving more into that history. But even on their side of the family, the discovery itself, the family behind it, 3 generations later, they actually own a jewelry shop in Boise, Idaho. It's Stewart's Gems. Check it out if you have a chance. But the only information about their father is rough. Their grandfather, I mean. This is Idaho's history. I cannot clarify that enough. In one way or another, the star garnet is the reason we are all here. It's the reason you're watching this in one way or another. And these stones are special. And I was very lucky to see one with my own eyes. And I've talked with these people, and no one under 70 really knows about them unless they've researched, but they probably haven't seen them. You see, they were gone before they were there, and the only remains exist in the possession of the original miners who were there themselves. This is important, regardless of it, the gem itself. It's not about the gem. It's about what the gem has done for all of us. It has brought us together. There are people who have dedicated everything to this stone, and they are about to die forgotten by their own community, next door to the very people that are probably born because of some of the actions that involve the star garnet. And I want to save that. This is on a local level. I live 15 miles away from the garnet mine myself, and I never heard about this until I saw it with my own eyes. The people need to remember. The world needs to remember why we're the gem state. Nothing of any significance has happened prior nor after the discovery of this star garnet. And I cannot emphasize this enough. This is not a star garnet. What we have seen over the past 60, 70 years is the leftovers. And we still have the highest quality 6-ray star garnet in the world, which is a very rare gem. We in India are the only 2 producers of a 6-ray star garnet. And ours are very significantly higher in quality. 70 years later, after the original place, 281 Gulch, has been dredged 3 times. These are special. And I've become inspired by just looking at them. And I've connected with multiple people. And I understand what they saw back in that day. And I can't wait to share more information with you. Hopefully I don't spoil too much before the documentary. But these are important. And I'd love to see you stick around to witness them with your own eyes. 70 plus years later. Thank you.